Hi, it's me again. Wasn't planning on making another episode today, but I've been sitting here in the car for a while now, so I figure I'll just go and do it. It's 8:31 p.m. and Mom's still shopping in there. We left work at like 6:20. Yeah, she's going ham in there. Well, it's good that she enjoy doing it, shopping and buying stuff. So yeah, I was gonna go home early and just kind of soak in the fact that I messed up again. But you know what? I'm glad that she asked me to take her to the shop. I mean, to the place that they go shopping. It's good to spend time with her. And it's alright. It's alright to be back here again and feeling this, just imagine this. Well, I'm sure I said it before, but like you keep on climbing the mountain and you keep on falling back down. And today is that day. And I'm just kind of, I want to give up. I'm so tired. I don't want to give up. I want to take a break. Like, it's like you keep on trying and trying, but here I am, wanting back here again. Same things, same story. Here we go again. Back to square one. I know I said this so many times before, but for some reason, these past few weeks, these past few months, it's just nothing but just going down like a stock market, like that. It's just going down hills like every day, and then I keep on making it sound like, I'm really trying to making it work. I am really, finding the answer and seem to figure things out, but in reality, I keep on wanting back here again. Like, I want to pull my hairs out, It's like, oh, shit. But then I talked to a client today, and she was so sweet. She is probably like 45, 44 years old, but she looked young. Well, her daughter is 25, but she looked young. Like, she looked like she's in her late 30s. So sweet lady. She work at Publix. Well, I'm not mentioning her name, so that's okay to say, right? But yeah, see, it's so sweet. It's such a sweet lady, and we talk. And before I sat down and work on her, I was miserable. I was looking at my investment account and just seeing, a shitbag disaster. It's like, oh man, here I am all over again, starting over again, because what else can I do? It's like a flashback from the bad days, flashback from the good old days when I'm just so miserable over just keep on trying and trying, but nothing seemed to work. It's like I'm back to those days again. But then I sat on her she sat on the chair, and then I walked up and sat on the chair and do her nails, right? All of a sudden, she said hi. I said hi. And it's like me and her know each other for a very long time. You know, that feeling when you talk to someone and it just click. Yeah, it was like that. Well, I did something else before, but it's like 2 years ago. This was a long, long time ago. But I'm sure she remember probably. But yeah, we would talk and we would talk. And then she told me her husband died 3 years ago from some sort of disease that they couldn't cure. And now she's a widow. And now she has nothing but a daughter and a grandson. But she's so positive. Probably one of them, you know, like she's so positive, and I could see the pain behind those smile, behind those jokes that she say. And I could feel it. And I told her that, you know, my sister also passed away 3 years ago. January 2023. And she's like, me too. 2023, but February. And it's hard, you know. And at that moment, you know, I realized that, you know, once you talk to someone, and then you start to be vulnerable, you start to be, you know, putting yourself out there, and tell them the things that you're going through, and just be real, be a human being. You know do you know what I found? I found connection. I found this sense of, you know, human connection, like deep human connection between me and her. I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but you know, like clients like these, or just make my day better, you know, even though everything seems so blurry and just no good. But then you work on these clients and you have a conversation with them and just listen to her life and just how things goes and everything's, and it just so fulfilling once you get to know someone and they put their heart out and just being so vulnerable with you, and then you know, reciprocate the same things, and it just feels so good. And this is one of the reasons why I like this job, because, you know, you talk to people and you get to know them, and you know, you learn about their story, what they go through, and it just, you know, most of the people that I talk to that seem to have everything figured out on the outside and seem to be so flawless, once I talk to them, once I get to know them, everyone go through trauma, bad things that haunt them for the rest of their life. And I would listen to these stories, and it's just like mind-blowing that these people going through these things, and they still able to, you know, be able to, you know, put everything together and keep on going, and making it seem like everything's all right. And it take gut. It take, you know, a lot of you know, shit in them to do that. And then earlier in the day, you know, me and my sisters and some coworkers talk about this job, that like guys doing this job, and I felt this urge, I felt this feeling of insecure, because they were saying, you know, most guys in California, most Vietnamese guy, or like in they Vietnamese people, like guy, in other states, they don't really work at nail salon. Most of them, they work in corporate factory, or hospital and all that jazz, but not a lot do nails. And I'm sitting here doing nails. I'm like, is it really the right thing for me? Is it really okay for a guy to be doing nails and even, sitting in on a pedicure and doing someone's feet and rub them? Think about it. And I felt this feeling of insecurity and feeling of out of place, All of a sudden, I felt so insecure about myself for doing what I'm doing. But then after the conversation with her, it's like I felt so good. Just like all of my other favorite clients, regular clients that come in to see me. We have a conversation like this, and it was great. I just like it so much. And sometimes, I can do these things for free if they ask for it. If they be like, could you do my nail for free? I'll say yes. And a lot of times, on a lot of clients, I don't really care about what I make, but more about the work that I've done. That feeling of you done a good job on someone and you make their day. It just feels so great. And yeah, I just think that this is what I enjoy doing. If I have to pick between, being a software engineer, sitting behind a computer typing codes all day, or sitting behind a table, doing someone else's nails, I'll pick doing nails any day. Even though it's not good for you in the long run, still, it's much, much better for me mentally. And like I even do my client nails for free when they have their wedding or engagement. It's just like a way for me to say congratulations, and I would Venmo them back the full amount of whatever they pay for. And I'm totally fine with that. Sometimes I just feels like this is what I like to do. And I don't even care about the money, And I do believe in karma. You do good things, you get back what you give, eventually. But I don't really, I'm not really looking forward for them to give back to me. I just think that it's just the right things to do. And sometimes I just feel like I'm so different from everybody else. Everybody else is always just trying to, do it fast, trying to make the most money, trying to talk people into doing, trying to talk people into spend the most money or the easiest things to do, or, anything that conveniences them. Well, I'm not talking about anyone, okay? I don't want you to think that I'm talking shit about my coworker or anything. I'm just saying people, in the job generally, like any salon. And it's just that I'm just so different, like a black sheep, But I think it's okay, as long as it makes me feel good, as long as it makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, something that would make me feel good in the long run, knowing that I did something good for somebody. That's why I say that nowadays I don't really care about how much money I'm gonna be making from the client, or what they're getting, whether it is expensive product or cheaper product. I don't really care. But what I care more is the work that I do on them, the service that I do, the end result that I give them. That's what matter. The smile on their face after they get their nails done. They'll be looking at their nails and be like, oh my God, they look so perfect. That is what I want. That is exactly what I wanted from the work that I do. Yeah, I need money. Yeah, I need to pay the damn rent. I do. But the compliment from the client to me is way more valuable than the money that I make from them. Really. Like even some client they don't have money to do design and stuff. I'll be telling them, oh, $10 extra for the design. They'll be like, oh, never mind then. And I'll tell them, just do it and just don't tip me. Just skip the tipping part and use that to do your damn design. Well, I didn't say your damn design, but do that. I don't really care about the tip. I care about how you feel afterward. And if the design make you feel better, do the design and just don't tip me. I don't care about the money if it come down to that. What I care more about it's you, satisfying with your nails when it's done. And I do get a lot of flashback from this, trying to always, give people more than what should be, or stuff like that. And I don't care. And and then people will be saying things because I have so many people requesting because, well, I mean, let's not go that way. But I just like this job so much on the human to human interaction, and it's just I don't realize it, but until now I've learned so much from this job than all of the times that I was in high school, college, or anything else. My social skill improved so much over the years working here, and I don't really realize that. If I go back in time 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would not be able to sit in this quietness and just talk to myself like a crazy person like this in English and sound good. I know I'm still pretty terrible and my grammar is dog shit, but it's I've grown so much, and now I'm getting to the point where I don't give a damn anymore. I say whatever the hell I want. What does it matter? What does it matter if anyone is gonna listen to this and think that I sound like a loser, think that I think like a loser, or do things or work like a loser? Who cares? Life's short and we all gonna die. We all gonna die. And life is short. That's what everybody say. That's what all of the old people say. Life is short. It's gonna go by fast. That's what most of the old people say. And one day I'm gonna be old and I'm gonna be saying the same thing. I'm gonna be looking back to these days and be like, it does went by fast. I wish I would have never really care about what other people say or think about me, and just do me, do whatever the hell I want. I wish I could do that. And here I am right now. And I really need to just be me and do whatever the fuck I want, right? Say whatever the hell I want and do whatever the hell I want. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope I'll see you on the next one.